Welcome back to Everyday Eats with Michele. I think we're just going to kind of jump right on into this one. Chris had given me a suggestion a while back to do this spaghetti and meatball sloppy joe type sub thing on garlic toast, which I've resisted for a really long time because honestly it sounds kind of gross. But we're gonna give it a shot. All right, so in a bowl I've got a pound of ground beef. I've chopped up half of a medium-ish onion, kind of small. I'm going to add about half of that in now. I don't want too many onions in my meatballs. And then we're going to add in some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. I don't normally make meatballs, but I know what a good meatball tastes like, so I'm just kind of trying to replicate those flavors. A couple cloves of garlic minced up pretty fine, drop those down in. Then some garlic powder. I'm not going to add a ton right now because I can always add in some more later as it cooks. I'll adjust my seasoning later. A little bit of freshly ground black pepper, a little bit of sea salt. Again, not a ton because you can't pull that salt out once it's already in there. So just add a little bit. Our Parmesan cheese that we're going to add in a few different layers is also salty. So go easy on the salt here. We'll grate down in some of that Parmesan now. Favorite meatball, I would have to say, is at this local place called Carmine's. They do an amazing meatball. So I'm just trying to replicate those flavors in this. All it's left to do is get this all mixed together. Best thing for that, just use your hands. I know some of you have an aversion to that, but just get down in there and get it done. Okay, so onion level looks pretty good. Maybe a little less next time for my taste, but I don't have too many, so I'm good with it. Now in a medium skillet over medium-high heat, we're just going to put our meatball mixture down in there. I'm not going for actual meatballs, but I do want larger meatball-ish sized chunks. So we're just going to break that up a little bit with the wooden spoon. And then we're just going to kind of let it hang out for a few minutes, get some nice caramelization, some browning on the bottom, just like you would with a regular meatball. All right, it's been a few minutes. Let's give it a little flip. That's kind of gorgeous. See all that nice color we got going on? That's exactly what you're looking for. So we'll give this a nice flip, and we'll continue cooking it like this, flipping it as little as possible. I don't want to break up my meat too much, but we do want to get all sides nicely browned up, kind of like this. I'll turn the heat down a little bit just so we don't over brown things. I don't want to burn anything. And now what we need to do, we need to give this a little bit of a taste test just to make sure that our seasonings are on point. I feel like we're probably going to have to add some stuff because it went pretty light to begin with. Yeah, I think we're going to need definitely a little bit more cheese. Again, I've got that Carmine's meatball in the back of my brain, so I'm trying to get there. A little bit more salt, a little bit more black pepper. And then I think we're definitely going to need a little bit more of that garlic powder. We'll throw some of that down in there because I went really light with that to begin with. I didn't want to overpower it. We'll get this all mixed together. Get those flavors combined. Again, try to keep your pieces kind of on the larger side. You're definitely going to get some that are tiny, and that's okay. Time for taste test number 2. All right, we're pretty much there. I'm happy. It's not 100% Carmine's, but I'm close. So I'm happy with this. Let's start making our garlic toast. So first thing you're going to need to do is get some butter, 2 to 3 tablespoons unsalted. Mince up a couple cloves of garlic nice and fine. Microwave safe bowl, shove it in the microwave for about 30-second intervals until you are nice and melty and you infuse that butter with that wonderful garlicky flavor. Okay, you don't want huge chunks of garlic. You want a little bit of garlic because we're going to brush that right down onto our bread. I've just got regular old sub rolls here. Brush it down. You can either use a silicone brush like I am, or you can just use a paper towel. That's worked too. I've done that in the past when I either didn't have my brush or I couldn't find it. Make sure you get down inside that crease as well. We want everything nice and toasty. So we're going to do the same thing to the other roll. And once we have both of our rolls, or all of your rolls, depending upon how many sandwiches you're going to make, all nicely buttered up, we are going to grate down a little bit more of that Parmesan cheese to make cheesy garlic toast. Go kind of easy with the cheese because when you shove it under the broiler, that cheese has a risk of burning before you get the nice toastiness going. So we're going to put this right under the broiler just a few minutes. Watch it because you can go from nice golden beautifulness to burned really quick. All right, so fresh out of the oven, this looks gorgeous. I've got some nice color going on. It's also nice and crunchy. That's going to be perfect for our sub. Let's start building this thing. All right, first layer, we're going to put down our meatball mixture. I toyed with the idea of putting down sauce first to have like a nice little bed for the meatball mixture to lay in. But then I didn't want to risk the possibility of making my toast less crunchy. Kind of want to preserve the crunch as long as I can, so I went with meat first. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to try the sauce first and it works better, let me know. But our meatball mixture will go down in there. If we lose a little bit, it's fine. Just pick it up, put it back in. Then we'll top that with some of our Parmesan cheese. Okay, this is, pretty standard procedure if you're making a meatball sub, right? You got your beef, you got your cheese. Life is good. Now we're going to add on some of my favorite marinara sauce. Make sure you heat it up a little bit. You don't want to add cold sauce to a hot sandwich. Use whatever your favorite sauce is for your meatballs and spaghetti. We'll top that up. This is looking pretty standard, right? This is like a meatball sub. Right now, nothing too crazy different. It's definitely messy. There's no way around it. Just embrace the messiness because it's just going to keep getting messier from here on out. Now, most people would stop here. This is a meatball sub. Life is good. I've got my cheese. I got my sauce. I got my meat. We're not done. This is a spaghetti and meatball sub thing. So, cook up some regular long strand spaghetti, however you like it. Coat it with a little bit of sauce so it doesn't stick together while it's waiting to join this sandwich thing. And then just add as much or as little as you like. I think I might be adding a little bit too much here, but, I'm going with the concept that Chris gave me. So if it's too much pasta, I'm just going to say it's all Chris's fault, and it's totally fine. All right, so normally when you put some spaghetti down on your plate, you're going to top it with a little bit of cheese. We're going to do the same thing here. So a little bit more of our Parmesan cheese over the top. And you'd think we'd be done, but no. What do you do when you add cheese to your pasta? Well, then you top it with a little bit of sauce. I don't even know how I'm going to eat this at this point. It seems like a lot for one sandwich to hang on to. Still looks to me kind of, I don't know, borderline gross, right? Pasta inside of bread, it just seems like too many carbs. All right, I'm having trouble closing this, so I'm just going to rip this right off and put it on top. It seems to be the only way to actually close this monstrosity of a sandwich up. So we'll pull this off, and there it is. That is the spaghetti and meatball sandwich sub type thing. Interesting. Now I gotta find some way to eat this. So I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to cut this bad boy in half. There's just no other way around that. I was going to cut it on camera, but, that little wooden plate there kind of spins, so I didn't want to risk that. So we'll cut this in half, and we'll see what this looks like from the inside. I mean, messiness, yeah, 100%. But look at that. That's actually kind of cute. Right? So your entire spaghetti dinner all in one nice little package. So I guess all that's left to do is try this thing. I mean, look how messy this is. I think a little bit less pasta next time is probably going to be the way to go. But I guess we gotta taste this thing. All right. Oh my gosh. This is actually really tasty, guys. Like, this is tastier than this has any right to actually be. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and admit on camera that I was wrong. So, Chris, you were right. I was 100% wrong about this sandwich. It is amazingly tasty. Like, I thought the pasta was going to overwhelm everything and be just too heavy, too carby, but it's not. Anything falls out, just go ahead and eat it, shove it back in, whatever you got to do. But, oh my gosh. I'm going to have another bite of this. So good. So good. Okay, so this is our spaghetti and meatball sandwich on garlic toast. Give it a try. I know it sounds weird, but give it a try. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you've got some kind of food experiment you want us to do, drop us that comment down below too. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.